Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what's going on here? As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, this one today is dealing with your boy no other than Boosie. Yeah, man, your boy Boosie. It seems as if his entourage, his shooters, had something to do with Duke the Jeweler untimely demise. Now, if y'all not familiar with the story of Chicago jeweler Duke, he took a trip out to Houston about a month ago. Now, upon his trip, he was around Boosie and his entourage and J.Prince Jr. and his affiliates as well. Now, upon that, I know y'all seen a video floating around pertaining to the dice game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to keep pointing at the dice game because that's where Duke had showed the guys the jewelry that he had in the LV bag. And this is the thing that a lot of people were saying, right? Again, I told you guys from the beginning, I don't think that Boosie got something to do with it. Hey, but who am I? But at the same time, there's more people out there saying that, hey, nah, this sound more like something that Boosie and his affiliates would do compared to J.Prince Jr. See, a lot of people say, you know, J.Prince Jr. and his guys, they paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not going to think about doing nothing like this because, again, J.Prince, he feed the wolves. They say that J.Prince Jr., you know, he pay the wolves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everybody basically cool over there on that side. That's the reason why Finesse 2 times went over there and did business with him as well, because they say they some legit businessmen. The same thing does not go for Boosie. People were saying the total opposite about Boosie. And not only that, the folks is saying that, yeah, man, it seems like Boosie, you know, he like to surround himself with a lot of low-level street guys. You know, it's one of them licks when they say, you know, you take the money, you just bring me back the jewelry. You know, bring me back the ice. Because we all know that's worth more. You know, street guys that'll do some, commit some type of criminal activity, you know what I'm saying, for a couple $100 to a couple stacks. You know what I'm saying? Really not more of that nature because to them, that's a lot of money. So that's the reason why a lot of people saying they will associate Boosie pertaining to Duke the Jeweler untimely demise. As always, let's first pay our respects and say rest in peace to Duke the Jeweler. Condolences to his family. And much love to all my folks in Chicago. Yeah, and that's the thing that's even messed up. So the folks are saying that this is not the only instance where Boosie had used some low-level street guys to act out his mission. They say it was a rapper out of Louisiana who got sent up a few years back. And they say Boosie paid off the family because allegedly his guys had something to do with the dude being sent up because he knew some information pertaining to an M1. So that's the reason why a lot of folks is saying, hey man, that's why a lot of folks is mostly pointing in the direction of Boosie. And again, Boosie affiliates. I stated before, I don't think Boosie has something to do with it. But at the same time, for me to act like he don't know who has something to do with it, you know, come on, that would be ignorant of me. And that's real talk. And along with that, we do know that Boosie was the first one to acknowledge that Duke the Jeweler was sent up. Nobody knew to Boosie. Nobody knew until Boosie did an interview, letting people know that, yeah, Duke the Jeweler was hanging around him and his guys that night at the concert. He basically said when they walked through the concert garage and they was having a conversation that Duke, you know, he went his way because his car was parked outside of the garage. While Boosie, his guys got his car pulled up in the garage. And Duke, he had to walk outside of the garage to get to his car. A lot of people want to know, is that the time that Duke was followed? Or was he followed the whole time, even at the concert? Yeah, I even got some people messaging me saying that Boosie allegedly hired the driver that chauffeured Duke the Jeweler around. And this driver knew this person, whoever worked for Boosie, they knew the location of Duke the Jeweler Hotel. And not only that, they picked up all the conversations that Duke was having on the phone with his family and his business associates. Because like I told you guys before, Duke was not only in HTown pertaining to the concert or the after party events. He was also out there to handle some business pertaining to the jewelry industry that him and his family is investing in. So at the same time, that's the reason why he came to Houston with a lot of jewelry. And you have a lot of people in the comments, a lot of people around that got word that Duke was a jeweler. And the reason why he would have all this jewelry on, you even have some people still saying why he walk around with all that jewelry on. Again, I just let you guys know, like that was his family business. And he only brought it around because he knew these dudes had money. He knew that Boosie and J.Prince Jr. had money, but at the same time, he probably had an understanding that J.Prince guys is handled they paid, they good. But at the same time, when Boosie side, again, you got guys over there, they still trying to earn that street cred. And we know that, again, Boosie get a lot of low-level street guys that's young, too. That's the reason why people were saying this not the only situation involving allegedly Boosie cousin that's 19 years old that had something to do with Duke, the jeweler, untimely demise. They saying that's who was in the car with the chauffeur, with the driver that was picking up Duke, was Boosie cousin. And again, like I told you guys before, it was a case that happened a few years back that involved a youngster that allegedly Boosie paid off to carry out a mission. So again, when people knowing these stories, and this is something that even Charleston White spoke on, this is why Charleston White is going through a heated situation with Boosie right now, because he's letting the people know, like, hey man, Boosie is not nobody you want to hang around. If you're an up-and-coming rapper, if you're a rapper, if you ain't got money, if you do got money, he is not the person to hang around. Because the people that hang around him, that try to earn his respect, they doing all type of activities that a lot of people don't agree with. But at the same time, that's why Charleston White says he's really the only one to speak on it. He's really the only one to come out and say, hey man, y'all need to stop hanging around Boosie. If y'all not paying attention, like, look at how he raising his son. Again, these are the words that's coming from Charleston White, not myself. I don't agree with everything Charleston White says, but at the same time with that, I do agree with. Because like I stated before, a lot of people do understand and recognize the fact that if you be around Boosie too long, hey man, you might get sent up. I named a couple occasions, a couple situations before pertaining to some rappers that hanged around Boosie and it ended up in an untimely demise. Again, not putting this on him, but again, it got to be somebody around him, like I said, who trying to earn his respect some type of way. Even if it comes to, getting the jewelry from Duke. Because like I stated before, a lot of people did not know that Duke was a jeweler from Chicago. So when he came to the dice game with all the jewelry in a bag, in a Louis Vuitton bag, letting the people know, like, this thing, a lot of people thought when he walked in with the Tasmanian charm, that he got it customized from somebody from HTown. But no, he had to let the people know he's into customizing and selling diamond jewelry himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's when he went and got the Louis Vuitton bag and let them see the rest of the jewelry that he had in there. That's the reason why, if you pay attention to the dice game, he's not wearing a bunch of jewelry. He's not wearing a bunch of jewelry at the dice game around those guys. Again, he did show particular people who he thought had money. Again, even Boosie. Boosie said, yeah, he seen the jewelry. He seen what he customized. That's why he told Duke he wanted him to make a piece for him. This is coming from Boosie's mouth. Boosie said himself, hey man, yeah, I wanted that dude to make a piece for me. So at the same time, that's why a lot of people were saying, hey, did Boosie have something to do with this? If he didn't, does he know the people who does? Allegedly his affiliates? That's the reason why it's a lot of talk, a lot of conversations being had pertaining to if Boosie has something to do, if Boosie affiliates allegedly has something to do with Duke the jeweler untimely demise. Told y'all before, man, a lot of people didn't know that Duke was a known dude. He's connected in the streets. His family is as well. And his business partners, they want to know what's happening. So it's more of them. It's more like I told y'all at the beginning when Boosie came out and let y'all know that, yeah, he was around Duke and he was leaving from Duke. He wasn't talking to us. He was talking to Duke family, the GDs, and Duke business associates. Because it's a lot of people that have a lot of love and respect to Duke. And they not liking what happened to him. You feel me? Hey, we got more in store. But as always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.